Well, on top of the fact that there's no microphone in my face anymore, and that this is the last Knicks picks of the year,
No, there's a week 18.
2021, dude. New Year's.
Fuck off.
Well, there's the intro. What is going on, guys? The second to last week of the season. What was the last week, but now that they've added an extra week, the second to last week of the season, week 17 of the NFL season. And I am joined by Ben. Ben, it's week 17. They gave us an extra week this year. And honestly, I even forgot about it because I only have 1 through 17 in my notes. So I need to add another week on here. But week 17, how you feeling?
First off, Atlanta almost lost last week. Would have mean I would have lost 2 points, and you would have got one on me just for you just trying to do that.
Yeah.
No, wait. One of what I do want to talk about? Fuck the Bears. Fuck the Bears and everyone in the organization. So my score prediction last week was 24-23 Seattle, and this was Nick's upset. I was so mad.
So, what was probably the biggest point swing in Knicks picks history? Chicago scored a touchdown to make it 24-23 and was going for the 2 point conversion for the win, which is exactly what Ben needed because if they missed the 2 point conversion, that was 5 points for Ben and 0 points for me. So that's 5 points plus in Ben's direction. But because Chicago went for 2 points and made the 2 point conversion, not only does Ben not get the point for the pick, oh, I'm sorry, that was plus 6 points for Ben because he would have gotten one for the pick as
Yeah,
well. Because they made the 2 point conversion and because I had Chicago beating Seattle as my upset of the week last week, I get 2 points and Ben gets nothing. With all that said, the current score is 181 to 176. I have taken a 5 point lead in the challenge that is still yet to be determined. Or, I'm sorry, yet to be released. It's kind of determined. I had a killer week last week. I only missed 3 of my other picks and only one main pick and my 2 point conversion. We will start week 17, guys, with the game of the week. My game of the week is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals have been playing great football lately, and so have the Kansas City Chiefs, and specifically Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. They have both been playing phenomenal. I'll get into that when we get into my 2 point conversion. But for this game, the Cincinnati Bengals are home, and to be completely honest, I would say on a little bit hotter of a streak than the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they've played some better teams and beaten some better teams than Kansas City lately. I found it funny that they got in trouble for running up the score last week on Baltimore. Harbaughs are the biggest crybabies in sports. I swear to God. I just want to throw that out there right
I
now.
don't want to hear that when he ran a play against Denver to make sure he kept the streak of
Right?
100 yards. No.
But the Chiefs, to me, are still the better team. Like, it's so hard for me not to pick the Kansas City Chiefs in any game. I kind of said that at the beginning of the season, to where as soon as the Kansas City offense can prove that they can't just outscore anybody at will, I can't pick against them. That sort of reigned true all season, even though they did have that tough stretch with their defense. But uh, they've really turned it around lately, and this offense is not slowing down. I have a high scoring game here 38-35. Kansas City beating the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, no less. So, very interesting. But no Thursday night games this week, guys. Just starting straight off with Sunday. But it'll be a good one on Sunday.
All right, and my game of the week. Can we just talk, Nick? I don't know if you know, but there was a reported mass homicide at AT&T Stadium. The Washington football team. I don't know if there's any bodies left there outside of them fighting each other on their own sideline. But that aside, me completely whiffing my upset by so much.
That's what you get for
I
trying to steal that one from me.
But no, Dallas won. They won by the first quarter, and honestly, watching that game, I don't know what to say about that point. And now they play the Arizona Cardinals, which is probably their toughest opponent since the Patriots, in all honesty. But there's a lot of questions with the Cardinals, surprisingly, because not because of like health. I mean, obviously they're without Hopkins the rest of the year, but I don't know what it is, dude, but ever since they started off like what was it, like 10-2 or whatever, they've just been like tapering off, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's their offense with Kingsbury not doing it well. I don't know if it's Murray, even though I think Murray's playing just fine. But I don't know what it is about this team. They're just not as explosive and not as dominant as they looked way early in the season, even towards the middle of the season. So as much as I hate to say it, I have to go with the Cowboys here, and I hate saying that with with every fiber of my being, but I have the Cowboys winning 28-24 over Arizona. I hope Arizona wins, honestly, but I can't comfortably pick against Dallas. Not because they're the by far the better team, it's just they're the hotter team heading into this matchup compared to Arizona.
We move on to the upset of the week. Now, there's a team I'm a bit disappointed in from last week.
The Giants?
Well, no. I expected the Giants to lose. I'm a little disappointed in Jake Fromm, though. We'll get to that. But the Los Angeles Chargers. Not only do you lose to the Houston Texans, you gave up 41 points to the Houston Texans. Ben, who's the quarterback of the Houston Texans without looking it up?
I'm going to guess Tyrod.
No, it's not Tyrod anymore.
Oh, it's not? I have no idea. Then I have no idea.
No fucking clue either. I'm not even going to look it up because I don't even care all that much. Why? What is up with this LA Chargers team? I think it's because we talk too highly of them. And I think it's because of the Knicks picks curse. It's got to be. That's all that I have left.
We're the new Manning cast curse.
Right? We're the new Manning cast curse. So they go up against the Denver Broncos this week, and they are the favorite in this game up against the Denver Broncos. There's not too much of a record difference here, but they are in LA, so this would be a heck of an upset if the Denver Broncos back-to-back the LA Chargers on upsets. So 27-23, I have the Denver Broncos winning this. The main reason for it is just either A, to prove that the curse is right by the Chargers all of a sudden starting to win, or B, I don't fucking know. Just help them out a little bit because I like I like Herbert, and I really do like the LA Chargers. So play better.
All right, my upset is we're just gonna kick the Chargers down. We're gonna go 2-0 on them because I have the Houston Texans going against the San Francisco 49ers, and I have the Texans beating the Niners just to make their draft pick even worse because only the Texans could fail at tanking. But I have the Texans, honestly, with no reason other than, you know what, maybe they'll have a hot streak and win 2 games, and then they'll lose next week against the Colts or whoever they play. I don't know who they fucking play. I don't care who they play. I don't know who the quarterback is. I just found out today that there's a chance that Trey Lance is starting for the Niners. Who fucking knows what's going on in this game? But no matter what, I still have the Texans.
Jimmy Garoppolo hurt his thumb.
Aw.
Yeah.
Anyways, I gotta give a damn. I have the Texans winning this one 21-20 for the basis that whoever the quarterback for the Texans is going to do better than Trey Lance. I honestly, maybe it's David. I don't know. I don't know who's on that team.
So, speaking of teams that normally fail at tanking, I would say that the Giants are doing a fairly decent job this year at tanking. We're losing every game. I'm a little disappointed at Jake Fromm. We'll get to that in a little bit. Ben has his Falcons game. They go up against, who the fuck cares? You can see it in the bottom left corner. But the Giants go up against the Chicago Bears this week. Now look, Chicago 20-6. We'll get that out of the way. Chicago's not great either. Chicago's probably trying to tank at the same time, so this will be an interesting game. But it's in Chicago, so they probably don't want to get booed off the field by their own fans. So the Giants have the easier time to tank here because they're on the road. Most of their fans did not make that trip. I just kind of want to talk for a second about Jake from State Farm. Because I'm not going to be able to make this joke for a whole lot longer because he's definitely getting cut. 27 yards by the third quarter? Are you fucking kidding? Is our offensive system that bad to no matter who you put in at starting quarterback, this team just sucks. And I've also seen that they do plan on keeping Joe Judge and Daniel Jones for next season. I can live with that as long as Gettleman gets fired.
Ironically, I don't know if you would want to win or the Bears to win because you have their
And it
first round pick.
sucks because this draft is awful.
But on to your team that is tanking, to my team that doesn't know they're gonna make the playoffs or tank. I don't know what's wrong with Atlanta. I don't know. Two of my coworkers are Bills fans, and they're like, "Oh, Atlanta's a decent team. They might make no, they're terrible. You don't understand how bad this defense is. First off, score out of the way. The Bills are winning 32-17, and the only reason Atlanta's probably gonna score 17 is because the Bills will probably take everyone out at the third quarter. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Ben asked me before the game if he could do upset and our pick of Bills losing to Atlanta. So I don't want anyone distracted from the fact that he still fucking hates Buffalo and he got proven wrong as fuck last week. And there's a couple family members of mine that wanted me to point that out to you.
But no, Buffalo, they are by far the better team. I'm not even. If Atlanta keeps it within one score, and by one score I mean one touchdown, actually 8 points, because that's probably the closest they'll probably make this game in any way, shape, or form.
The final pick of the week, the wild card picks. I will be going with another game that probably could have been the game of the week if a certain player was playing, and I probably would have picked that team if the certain player was playing. The Los Angeles Rams going up against the Baltimore Ravens, and the certain player I'm talking about is Lamar Jackson. He's questionable, hasn't played in like 3 weeks, and I would have picked the Ravens had he been in the game. Had I be sure he would be in this game. But I'm not sure. And the Rams haven't been playing all that bad lately, so I have the Rams winning this one 27-24 over the Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore is officially just kind of like handed the division over to the Cincinnati Bengals just because of like injuries and whatnot. They're like, all right, let's play well enough to get into the playoffs, get everybody back as soon as possible, because I don't think anybody's like seriously injured. I think they're all like week to week injuries. So get everybody back for the playoffs and then make the big push that they need. So the Baltimore Ravens, when healthy, are a Super Bowl contender and could definitely make a run in the playoffs, and because they've been playing very well without Lamar Jackson. They played some very close games, not very much last week, but the weeks prior. So I do think that the Baltimore Ravens have a lot of hope going into the playoffs if they can get everybody back. But right now, I think the LA Rams are just too much. They're still mostly healthy. And I do think they win this game 27-24.
All right, going from the other AFC, I think the AFC North in general just wants to. They're just passing around. Who wants division? Who wants division? Who knows at this point? But my wild card is the divisional showdown between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. And I do have something to say when it comes to my 2 point about these quarterbacks in this division between Ben Roethlisberger and Baker Mayfield. But for right now, I'm going to say this right now. I think the Steelers are probably the better team. Weird as it might sound, because honestly, the only reason why they're in the chance for a place is because they have a fucking tie. I hate those with a burning passion. Don't know why they still exist. There's way better, but not getting to that. I have the Steelers winning this one 24-21 over the Cleveland Browns, and I have more on the quarterback matchup in this on my 2 point.
So those are our picks for the week, guys. Here are our other picks. If there's any picks that we didn't talk about that you want to see, go ahead and pause the video now and do that. But these are our other picks of the week. So we move on to the 2 point conversions. Now, this is the last video of 2021. So, something that I've done a lot in 2021 and even 2020 in Nick's Pick Season 1 is try to get 2 quarterbacks to combine for X amount of yards and X amount of touchdowns. And I'm pretty sure I've only been right on that like once, twice maybe, if I'm lucky. I'm not 100% sure.
I think that's the same for me too.
And as I said, in the game of the week, I'd be getting back to the Patrick Mahomes-Joe Burrow matchup. Joe Burrow last week against the Baltimore Ravens threw for 525 yards, I think, give or take like 10, 15 yards. But either way, he threw over 500 yards last week. Insane against the Baltimore Ravens, a division rival. So they go up against the Kansas City Chiefs this week, who don't have the greatest defense. I mean, we've seen that all season. But I do think if Joe Burrow can please do that, like at least close to that again, and get my combined total to be as high as possible in case Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the greatest game, since I have the Chiefs winning in the game of the week, the curse. I will have that Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes will combine for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns in this absolute thriller against the Cincinnati Bengals. Look, I had 38-35. That's 10 total touchdowns right there between two teams. So just 7 between the quarterbacks would be very nice, along with 700 yards. It's 350 each. Both quarterbacks have proven they can do it. Can I, goddamn, for the last video of the year, can I please get one of these combined 2-point conversions?
All right, and my 2-point, I'm going back to my wild card matchup, and that is with the Browns and Steelers, and the two quarterbacks who, look, I tried to defend Baker. I tried this year. You know what? Give me a valiant effort to at least make an attempt. But when you throw 3 picks in like a half, or like I think it was like 3 picks in the first quarter and 4 overall, and you're looking at the football like maybe this was no Baker. You were what was wrong last week, and fucking Ben Roethlisberger is just a walking dinosaur. Don't know how he gets up. I think he has to have like multiple prosthetic legs to stand up at this point. I think he's 60, but he probably is honestly at this point. But nonetheless, I don't think the Steelers will win because of Ben Roethlisberger, or even if the Browns win, will because of Baker Mayfield, because I don't think either of these quarterbacks will do well. And how well do I think they'll do? Neither one will throw for over 200 yards. And on top of that, neither one of them will throw a touchdown. If he gets a rushing touchdown, fine, but they will not throw for any touchdowns, and they'll have less than 200 each. Because honestly,
if you get that and I don't get this, I think 2-point conversion is getting tossed next year. So that is it for week 17, guys, but not it for the regular season. We will have week 18 next week, but that is it for 2021, guys. And if you've enjoyed the videos over this year, I appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a happy new year. If you did enjoy this video and enjoyed the channel throughout this past year, but haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit it. Please hit it. It's free. All you got to do is sign into YouTube with your Gmail account or whatever, and you just hit the subscribe button. It's that simple. And you're subscribed to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Drop a like on the video too. That also helps me out a lot. And comment below whatever you want to comment. I really don't care. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the last one of 2021 and the last time you'll be seeing me in the setup. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing that this weekend, but we'll see. I'll just probably be closer to that thing. By the way, my Christmas tree's still here. That's always fun. But, Ben, do you have anything to say before we head out?
Dude, I don't know if I can do this because by the next time we record, I wouldn't have seen you till last year. I'll see you next year to record these.
Have a great one, guys. Peace. I'm cutting it off. He ain't saying shit.
No, you're not.